We like surprises, don't we?
Yep.
Yes, we do like surprises. Well, guess what? In a surprise announcement, NASA revealed a new name for its moon program, Artemis. She is a Greek goddess of the moon and twin sister of Apollo. Well, NASA picked the name in hopes of having the first woman land on the moon by 2024. And now, in order to meet that deadline, the Trump administration wants Congress to approve an additional $1.6 billion for NASA on top of its $21 billion budget for next year. Mark Strassmann spoke with the man who's responsible for making the moonshot happen. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. NASA's mission, pocked by fits and starts for decades, now has a new name and a new urgency. The Artemis program intends to land astronauts on the south pole of the moon in 5 years, 4 years earlier than originally planned. It's ambitious, it will be expensive, and NASA needs commercial and congressional support to pull it off.
The Eagle has landed.
What?
Okay, we're going to be busy for a minute.
50 years ago this July, 2 Americans left the first footprints in lunar dust. No other country has matched Apollo's moonwalkers. But 5 have sent probes and robots, including Israel and China, just this year.
It's not by accident that so many countries around the world right now are going to the moon. And not all of them are going to the moon just to collect rocks. It's a strategic imperative that the United States have a presence there as well.
When Jim Bridenstine became NASA's administrator last year, a planned moon landing was a decade away.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's just not good enough.
But in March, Vice President Mike Pence lit a fire under NASA and its contractors.
If NASA's not currently capable of landing American astronauts on the moon in 5 years, we need to change the organization, not the mission.
We've seen over and over again administrations change and projects get canceled with billions of dollars wasted of the taxpayer. We're going to shorten the time scale. We're going to make this a reality.
That starts by accelerating development of NASA's new mega rocket called the Space Launch System, or SLS. On top would sit NASA's new crew capsule called Orion. Roughly 240,000 miles from Earth, Orion eventually would dock with a planned lunar orbiting space station called Gateway. But the Artemis program lacks one key component.
What's the most significant piece of the budget increase?
The landing capability. Like, lunar landers are difficult to build. They take time, they take money, and we don't have that capability.
Not yet, but private industry wants that contract.
This is Blue Moon.
Last week, billionaire Jeff Bezos introduced Blue Moon, his space company's design for a lunar lander. Lockheed Martin also has a design.
5 years to get to the moon. How is that not fairly intense schedule pressure?
If somebody says this isn't safe, ultimately they have the authority to throw a red flag and say stop. It is more important for us that our astronauts be safe.
Bridenstine, a former congressman from Oklahoma, thinks he has the votes on Capitol Hill to pass this new budget hike. Bigger requests are sure to follow, but without this support, the moon looks awfully far away. When Bridenstine said 2024, not 2028, that was a game changer. I mean, intense schedule constraints, and also you have budget constraints now, too. Even with this new money, it's going to be a real push.
Well, they will want people to cover it. Are you raising your hand saying, I'll go, CBS?
I'll go. Absolutely.
You would?
I'm a fast learner.
Oh, oh my gosh, I was kidding. Well, I'll be down here cheering.
Not at all.
you on.
There's not even a
Not even a hesitation. Wow.
No.
When they said a woman had not landed on the moon, we all kind of said, it's about time. It's about time.
You volunteered,
people-
Norah?
I am volunteering.
12 people have walked to the
I'm
moon.
not qualified. These astronauts are some of the most highly trained professionals in the world. They would look at me and say,
Norah, you could train and
They're
be ready.
crazy overachievers.
yeah, crazy.
There are 12 people walked to the moon, all Americans, all men.
Yeah, well, like Mark, Nora's
You know
a
what?
fast learner.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. The 21st century is the century of women.
It is.
Yes.
We're learning that.
So be it.
Like you said,
you,
you're
Mark.
a fast learner, Mark. Thank you.